As I spawned into the world of Dawncraft, I had a couple of items to start off: 5 bread, an atlas map which can be opened to do certain land markings on it, along with a compass and a map to the nearest village. I was welcomed by Korok, which had an exclamation mark on his head, so I talked to him. So basically, long story short, Korok says that we have to find the 12 eyes by defeating bosses and use those eyes to find the Ender Dragon and defeat it. Alongside that, he also mentioned that there are other ruthless monsters out there to get you. So I agreed and he left a spirit orb for me. This orb is meant to be used in the later stage of the game where we can exchange it for either more hearts or stamina. So I surveyed the area and decided to go on my first tree as to how all Minecraft world starts. The trees here are a little bit different to where we have to mine out a few layers before the entire tree falls. I quickly made my crafting table and wooden tools, but soon after upgraded all of my stuff to stone tools. As I continued my journey, I found out that I'm in a stone mountain and apparently there's a lot of iron ore and coal nodes on it. I decided to explore around and mined most of them. We needed to obtain at least some iron gear and an iron weapon before venturing out, as the monsters here in Dawncraft are extremely dangerous. While mining, I decided to change my field of vision to 90 to actually see more when I'm in first person view. After collecting a total of 22 iron ores, I decided to make a furnace and started smelting all of them into iron ingots. While waiting, I explored around a bit and found out that there was a lodestone together with a spawner found below it, and eureka, we found our first chest. It had golden ingots, emeralds and other interesting loot. I went back to check on my furnace and crafted myself an iron longsword and an iron chest armor with the available ingots that I had. I finished the rest to make the iron leggings. Once I was done, the sun was unfortunately already setting, and this was bad news since we do not have a bed. I patiently waited, immediately packed up and left, but before you know it, it was dark already and I was in danger. Making torches was my next move, as I want to keep the area lit as I journeyed by putting it on my offhand. Trying my best not to alert any mobs around, I continued exploring but was soon met with a floating mushroom. I immediately wielded my two-handed weapon and went into combat mode, taking a few swings at it before it dies. While I was in the water, a mob suddenly started shooting its green balls at me. I tried to maneuver my way out of it and tried to retreat since I don't have a bow to defeat it. As I got ashore, there were approaching monsters to try and eat my brains. First up was a skilled ghoul with 1 star. I knew I was outmatched, so I let it drown into the water since it couldn't swim. Good riddance. However, that did not end. I started getting attacked by the drowned, 1 in the front and 2 more attacking me from the back. Since the weapon I made, which is the longsword, has range, I used that to my advantage, taking a few swings at a time while moving backwards to prevent them from attacking me. After defeating them, the mob that was shooting the green ball reappeared. I managed to block its projectiles with the ability of my longsword. If you don't know, the longsword can actually block a total of 4 shots before it needs recharging again. This was not my fight, I thought, and retreated to a nearby house that I saw overlooking the hills. I swam over and started climbing my way on top, hoping that everything would be okay. But, psych, enemies started appearing around, too many to count. I tried running away, but it aggroed even more monsters. I panicked and started running like crazy. I was left with 1.5 heart and decided to jump off into the water. I ate food to replenish my health and I was down to 2 bread. I thought to myself, maybe coming back here during daytime would be wiser. I opened up my atlas to make a marking of the place so that I knew where to head back if I were to ever get lost. To my surprise, I suddenly found a random village in a far distance. The first place I visited was the guild hall, where I spoke to the guild master and started a quest. He told me to kill 10 pillagers before he could teach me the strongest skill in the entire game. I accepted his quest, but I had other plans for now. As I explored the village, a seagull suddenly flew downwards and swiped my food, but luckily enough for my quick hands, I punched it out of him. I then kept all my food in my bag to prevent from any stealing. The villagers are special in this mod pack. Looting of chests, killing of farm animals, or even destroying their crops will lead to a drop in reputation with them, causing them not to talk to you. This all, however, would only occur if they catch you doing such events. So this is what I had in mind while looting the entire village, trying not to get caught. I marked each house with a torch after looting it to facilitate efficiency when looting everything. Halfway through my pillaging, I was met with a mob that was wearing a black robe and wielding a scythe. I quickly tried to hide in the house and looked through the window whether he's nearby or not. I was shocked that his attack went through the wall. As I hear him attacking a villager, I decided to get into combat mode and help him out. The church doctor was already low on health, so it only took me a few hits to kill it. Unfortunately, nothing dropped. Most of the chests looted were mainly stocked with bread and baked potatoes, which was great since we didn't have much food on us. Once I looted majority of the village without getting caught, I came to realize that my inventory was full. I had to throw a few items away just to make space for important ones. Having a backpack was the next thing I knew I had to do. I immediately set out with this objective in mind, to find leather, which was the missing piece to craft a backpack.